What if being passionate about truth wasn't enough? What if you were sincere, knowledgeable, even powerful in speech, but still missing something important? And what if the people who could help you grow were not louder than you, but simply wiser and willing? After spending significant time in Corinth, Paul eventually set out on his journey again. But this time he didn't travel alone. With him were Priscilla and Aquila. This couple had already played an important role in Paul's life. They worked together, lived together, shared the same mission. But now, their role was about to become even more significant. As they traveled, they came to Ephesus, a city filled with opportunity, influence, and people searching for truth. Paul entered the synagogue and reasoned with the Jews, just as he often did. The people there were interested. They even asked him to stay longer. But Paul had to continue his journey. So he left. And this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. Priscilla and Aquila stayed behind. No spotlight, no big announcement, just two people remaining in a city, continuing the work quietly. And then, someone new entered the scene. A man named Apollos. He was from Alexandria, a city known for its learning and scholarship. Apollos was not just educated, he was eloquent. A gifted speaker. Someone who knew how to communicate clearly and powerfully. He was also knowledgeable in the scriptures. He had been instructed in the way of the Lord, and he spoke with great fervor, passion, energy, conviction, and he taught about Jesus accurately, as far as he understood. But there was something missing. He only knew the baptism of John. That means his understanding was incomplete, not wrong, but not full. He had truth, but not the whole truth. And here's what makes this moment so important. Apollos didn't know what he didn't know. From his perspective, he was teaching correctly. From the outside, he was impressive, confident, articulate, passionate, and yet incomplete. So what happened next? Priscilla and Aquila heard him speak. They recognized his potential. They saw his passion, but they also saw the gap, and they had a choice. They could ignore it. They could criticize him publicly. They could feel intimidated by his ability, but they chose something better. They invited him into their home, privately, respectfully, and they explained to him the way of God more adequately. Think about that. They didn't embarrass him. They didn't correct him in front of everyone. They didn't try to prove they were smarter. They simply helped him understand more clearly. This is what true mentorship looks like. Not control, not pride, but guidance, patience, care. And Apollos? He responded. He didn't get defensive. He didn't reject correction. He didn't say, "I already know enough." He listened, he learned, he grew. And that response changed everything. Because being teachable is just as important as being knowledgeable. You can be talented, you can be passionate, you can be confident, but if you're not willing to grow, you will eventually stop progressing. Apollos didn't stop. He leaned in. And after that, he wanted to go to Achaia. The believers encouraged him and wrote to the disciples there to welcome him. And when he arrived, something powerful happened. He became a great help to those who by grace had believed. His impact increased. His effectiveness grew. Why? Because now his understanding was complete. His message was stronger, his foundation was deeper, and he powerfully refuted the Jews in public debate, proving from the scriptures that Jesus was the Messiah. Same passion, same eloquence. But now, with clarity. This story is not just about Apollos. It's about the relationship between knowledge and humility, between passion and growth, between teaching and learning. Priscilla and Aquila were not the main speakers. They weren't standing in the synagogue teaching large crowds, but their influence was just as important because they invested in one person, and that one person went on to impact many. Sometimes the greatest impact doesn't come from what you say publicly. It comes from who you help privately, from the conversations no one sees, from the guidance given quietly, from the moments where you choose to build someone up instead of tearing them down. Priscilla and Aquila didn't need recognition. They didn't need attention. They saw someone with potential, and they helped him grow. And that's powerful, because in a world where people often compete for attention, this story shows a different path, a path of collaboration, of support, of shared purpose. Apollos could have felt threatened. He could have thought, "I already know enough." But instead, he chose humility, and humility unlocked greater impact. This raises an important question. Are you willing to grow, even when you're already good? Are you open to learning, even when you're confident? Are you willing to listen, even when you could speak? Because growth doesn't stop when you become capable. It continues when you remain teachable. And on the other side, are you willing to guide others, to invest in people quietly, to share what you know, not to prove yourself, but to help someone else? Because both roles matter. The learner and the mentor, the one who receives and the one who gives. In this story, all three, Priscilla, Aquila, and Apollos, played a role, and together they created something bigger than any one of them alone. Apollos had the voice, Priscilla and Aquila had the wisdom, and when those came together, impact multiplied. It's also worth noticing something else. Priscilla is often mentioned before Aquila. This is not common in that cultural context. It suggests something important. She played a significant role. She was not silent. She was not passive. She was active in teaching, in guiding, in shaping someone else's understanding. This reminds us that influence is not limited by position, or by visibility, or by expectation. Anyone can make a difference. Anyone can help someone grow. Anyone can be part of something meaningful. The story of Apollos continues beyond this moment. He becomes a powerful teacher, a strong voice, someone who helps others understand the truth more clearly. But behind that growth was a quiet moment in a home, a conversation, a correction given with care, a willingness to listen. And that's where transformation often begins. Not in crowds, not in noise, but in connection, in humility, in truth shared with love. This story challenges us in a deeper way. Because it's easy to admire Apollos for his talent, and it's easy to respect Priscilla and Aquila for their wisdom. But the real question is, which role are you playing right now? Are you in a place where you need to learn, to grow, to understand more clearly? Or are you in a place where you can help someone else? Guide them, encourage them, share what you've learned. Maybe you're both, because life often moves in cycles. We learn, we grow, and then we help others do the same. And through that process, truth spreads, not just through big moments, but through faithful people, doing small things with intention. Apollos didn't start as a complete teacher, but he became one, because someone took the time to help him, and he was willing to receive it. That combination is powerful. So today, the invitation is simple. Stay teachable, stay humble, stay willing to grow. And when you have the opportunity, help someone else do the same. Because you never know. The person you guide today may be the one who impacts many tomorrow, and your quiet investment may lead to something far greater than you ever expected. Thank you for watching this video. If this message encouraged you, don't forget to like, follow the channel, and share this video with someone who is growing in their journey today.